So we thought we were going to come back from Ajijic and get all caught up on our videos.
We were there for a week. We really enjoyed our time, but we were getting behind because each video was taking 24 to 48 hours to upload.
And not only that, but we also spent more time like doing things rather than like editing.
Yes, very true. And we still have videos from Ajijic that we have not yet showed you, so be on the lookout for those. But what just happened?
We got back from Ajijic to Guadalajara on Saturday, and that very same day we're like, crap, we need to leave for the border immediately.
So instead of being able to get caught up, we went into panic planning mode. We were like, okay, we have to go to the border, we have to get Airbnbs, we have to find someone to watch Alaska, all these different things. So that is what immediately took place, and since then it has been a complete whirlwind. We have coming up for you multiple encounters with the federales, and yes, we do mean federales, not state police, not municipal police, not traffic cops. Thankfully not traffic cops. They're kind of annoying.
Should we tell them where we went, where we're at?
Well, right now we're in Zacatecas. Hopefully we're saying that right.
And if we aren't, I don't care, because that's a fun way to say it.
And we have also driven over, what, like 20 hours in the past 3 days, almost 2,000 miles. We've been to Laredo and everywhere in between.
Mexican consulate.
The Mexican consulate, we've been in 3 Airbnbs and just barely gotten enough time there to get some shut-eye. There were so many moving parts to this where after we realized that we needed to head to the border, each piece kind of made it to where we couldn't plan in advance. So we could have gotten Airbnbs, but if one thing went wrong, then
we might have to cancel.
We might have to cancel.
Lose our money on that.
Lose money. So there was a lot up in the air in this, and we are going to show you all of that. By the way, guys, thank you so much to everyone who has signed up on Airbnb and taken a trip. These past few days were completely crazy, but because you guys did that, it gave us a little bit of credit that we were able to use for this. So what might have been a super expensive, stressful, well, it's still been a stressful trip, but what might have been a very expensive trip that we needed to take back to the border was much less so. Thank you so much. If you haven't signed up on Airbnb yet, please look in our description at the link, and you will get
40 bucks off your first trip of $75 or more.
Which could be like a week somewhere if you wanted. And yeah, that gives us a little bit of credit, and we really, really appreciate that. It helps us continue traveling. So let's get to it.
So we have a toll road coming up right here. There's a sign that says, Prepare su cuota. Prepare your payment. We're gonna see another sign coming up to see how much it is. We're taking an 8-hour drive today, and we looked up to see how much the tolls were gonna be, and it said 677 pesos.
However, we did already pass one that was out of service and everyone just drove through, and we're hoping for protests, which when that happens, there's people standing all over the toll on all sides, hooting and hollering, waving things.
And then they're like telling you,
go, go, go.
Except in Spanish.
Yes. The first time we saw this, I seriously thought it was a trap.
I did too.
I thought they were like trying to get people to go through so that the police would be waiting on the other side and they would arrest you for not paying, because it just seemed like just people stand out here and they let you go through. I
wasn't thinking it was going to be an arrest you situation. I was thinking it was going to be a pay me a bribe or I'm giving you a ticket for not paying type of thing.
But in any case, we did do that. We went through like, oh my gosh, what are we getting ourselves into? But nothing happened. We just went through, we didn't have to pay. So we're hoping on this 600 plus peso toll drive that we're gonna avoid that. But whenever you do pull up to these, a lot of times it looks like this with just crazy, crazy backup.
This is way more backed up than I've ever seen it though.
We have gone through tons and tons of toll roads. We were told in Facebook groups and things like that that you really needed to pay attention to how much it was, how much cash you gave them, and how much change you returned. But not to say that that wouldn't ever happen, but it hasn't happened to us. We've given whatever, like a 200 and then get our change back. It's always been exact change. I really don't feel like this is a place where scams would happen like that. Maybe that would happen at a gas station, like that's a common one you hear, but it's, to us, it's never happened at one of these.
And in general, they're usually cash only. It looks like this time, the outside 2 lanes here, you can pay with a card. So this particular toll, it's 100 pesos if you're on a motorcycle, 202 pesos if you're driving a car or a truck, and if you're pulling a trailer, it's going to be more.
202, ¿verdad? 202. Sí. Gracias. Gracias.
So it turns out our lane did accept credit cards. It was weird because they accepted Visa and MasterCard, which is rare because most places here that accept cards in Mexico that we've come across only accept Visa, and almost nobody accepts MasterCard, and a few accept American Express.
Very, very few. Emphasis on the few.
You get a little ticket when you go through this toll booth. Be sure to keep that until you get at least off that road. This, if you get in an accident, the Mexican government is going to pay for all the expenses that are involved in that.
It's basically your insurance.
Yes.
And then if you ever wind up in a pickle like us where you take the wrong road and you have to go back, if you have that ticket and show them, they'll refund the money and give you the money for the toll road that you need to get back on.
Yeah, that happened to us once around Guadalajara. We're at another toll booth, and in 2 of the 3 lanes above it, it says Todas las formas de pago, or all the forms of payment. So in those 2 lanes you can use a card, in the other lane you have to use cash.
We're in the other lane, so we're gonna have to pay 167, 167. Buenas tardes.
167, por favor.
Gracias.
333.
233 de cambio.
Gracias. Buen día. So pretty painless, to be honest. This was one of the things that we were most nervous about when we first started our travels, and now it's just la-di-da, going through another toll booth.
And when we have gone to an ATM recently, we have stacks of 500 peso bills that a lot of places don't have change for, but in a toll booth, even if it's a small toll, you can still pay with a 500 peso and they won't blink an eye.
Yeah.
So if you need change, it's a great time to do it.
So we may or may not be in Guanajuato, the state right now, and within, I don't know, like 15 minutes of driving, we saw these herds of sheep,
Bah.
which I've never ever in my life seen real life sheep being herded across a field before.
By a human.
By a human, yes.
Those are called shepherds.
I know that. Thank you. Hola, buenas tardes. Alright, this was another toll, this time 51 pesos. Aquí estamos en otro.
Cuota.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Voy aquí.
Gracias, buen día. And this toll cost 62 pesos.
Paid with a 500, you got all this change. You know how valuable this stuff is?
Oh yeah.
The small bills.
Right now, we're standing at this super interesting gas station that's themed like a Western thing. So yeah, let's show you a little bit of that, and then we're back in the car. It's super windy, so I hope that doesn't ruin this, but we've got the sheriff's office right here, a salon, a bank, or saloon maybe, salon, bank, super, a caballo, giant boots. Did you check for snakes in your boots? The sheriff, we have to take him very seriously. Jail over there, so be careful what you do. But yeah, this is a really cute stop. We're outside of San Luis Potosí right now and need to get back in the car so we don't end up driving at night in Mexico. That is one tip that we must continually bestow upon you, and it was bestowed upon us. Don't drive at night, it's dangerous, don't do it. Okay, so there's something really, really weird happening. We are driving to the border, and we're passing through small towns, small little pueblos, neighborhoods.
One was probably the poorest little village we've seen in all of Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, it's like probably what some people think all of Mexico looks like, but houses or shacks, whatever you can call them, made out of cardboard or stacked bricks or literally mud. But that's not the weird thing. I mean, that's terrible, but that's not the weird thing. We're on
We're on Highway 57, north of San Luis Potosí, maybe 100 or 150 kilometers.
So it's pretty much deserty landscape around us. Giant mountains on one side, Joshua trees everywhere. That's what we know them as. I don't know what it is in Spanish. But what we're passing is all of these places that say cafe something.
Most of them are people's names after them. But,
Yeah,
like,
it's too many, like dozens of them as we're going through these places.
yeah, like it's just a small town, and there's maybe 100 buildings alongside this highway, and 90 of them are cafes.
They say cafe and then a name. We can't figure out what it is. Our best guess is that maybe this is some indication for people passing through that they can come in. Like, they'll serve you coffee if you want to buy it from their house or something, but...
We didn't see a single car in front of any of them.
And granted, there's not a whole lot of traffic on this road in the first place, but really weird because all of these little patches of houses and buildings, they all say cafe. You had another idea of what it might be.
Yeah, another guess of mine was maybe there's some type of tax on houses, but there aren't on businesses. So then they put cafe on the front of their house because these look like houses. So they put Cafe Maria or something on the side of their house, and then suddenly it's a business.
So we're confused. Maybe you guys know if there's if it's like a joke or a tradition or it has to do with taxes or something. Help us out in the comments because we're just completely stumped. We've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, it's super, super strange.
Hola, buenas tardes. 26. Gracias. Alright, and another toll for 26 pesos. Buenas tardes. Repite, por favor. Okay, so we didn't talk about the situation at all after this happened because we were a little bit shaken up and we had to continue driving. But after reviewing what he said, and he's saying, ¿a qué se dedican? Like, what do you do for a living? What do you do for work? We're kind of wondering, are they actually asking, like, how we have this car? Like, how do we afford to be driving or something like that? So curious to know what you guys think that might be about, because that actually happened another time later on in our trip where they were asking the same question, and so we're kind of curious what the best way to answer this would be, or what they might actually be getting at by asking this, because that doesn't totally seem like a normal question in the US, but maybe not. I don't know. In the US I never dealt with police or military as much as I have in Mexico, so maybe you guys can help us out with that. Okay. Sí. Gracias. Also, when he made us roll down the window in the back, we rolled it down and he saw one suitcase but only had two. They're small carry-on size suitcases, so there wasn't really much to search, which I'm sure is why they didn't. And that's why when he asked, "Are you here on vacation?" we said yes. No, we're actually not here on vacation. We live here, but if that meant we could get out of there faster, it seemed like the appropriate thing to say, and so we did. Hola, buenas tardes. 62 for this toll. This drive is taking a toll on me. Need to stretch. 8 hours of driving in one day. Bleh.
No, it's been more than that.
Yeah,
This drive is taking longer.
I feel like we've mentioned this before, but when Google Maps says something's going to take, say, 8 hours, expect it to take like 9.5. Unless
you're going the speed that other cars are going.
Yeah.
But even so, like, we're going well over the speed limit. Like, it'll say 80. And we're going 95 or 100, and everyone else is going
by.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd like to err on the side of caution, and maybe some streets are the case where it's 80 in the right lane and 100 in the other, so then it's sort of acceptable if you go 110 in the left one or 90 in the right one or something like that. But I don't want to give anyone any reasons that they can pull us over, so we don't get into any tricky situations like that. But in our experience, whenever we're driving, it can be anywhere from like an hour more than the Google Maps estimate to an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then sometimes there's construction that even Google Maps doesn't know about.
But overall, so far, they've been pretty nice roads. We've had some stretches where it was a little rougher.
And the biggest pothole we've ever seen, thankfully we didn't hit it. The car would have been totaled.
we probably would have lost a tire at the very least.
Yeah. Se nos pinchó una llanta.
Next level.
Saltillo.
Saltillo,
I'm not
outside
even going to try to pronounce the name of the state.
outside of Monterrey, because we were heading to the border and we needed a halfway point. We spent 10 hours driving today, which was supposed to be about 8 hours. But we're leaving the light amount of driving for tomorrow.
We're right near Centro here in Saltillo, and there's this gorgeous cathedral behind us. It's so ornate, so many details carved into the stone. This, I don't know, every time I see a cathedral I think, wow, this is the most beautiful one I've ever seen. But I think this is the prettiest one yet.
They all have such character, and there's something going on in the town square. Music, kids doing choreographed dances, so I don't really know what we walked into. It's a Monday night, so we're gonna walk around, see what's up. We're walking past all of these booths with jewelry, clothing, artesanías, of course, very typical of Mexico, and we came up to some pan de elote.
What's pan de elote?
This is cornbread, but just corn, no glutens, so I can have it. This giant thing was 25 pesos. So we have had pan de elote before, but this stuff is way different. So I don't know if it's made differently in northern Mexico or what, but it has whole pieces of corn in there mixed into the bread.
I really like this stuff.
I love it. It has more like an actual corn taste to it, and texture too, which is cool.
Pero como quisiera que tú vivieras.
It's raining now, so we're gonna wrap this up pretty quickly. If you want to know what happens with the federales in this crazy, crazy trip to the border,
subscribe to our channel.
Give this video a thumbs up and gong that bell so you get notified the next time we put out a new video. And as long as the rain doesn't damage this camera, we will see you there.